Good morning. This morning I am doing a video that was asked for me to do on how I make my morning smoothies. Today I'll be making my smoothie for both work and for this morning. So you do see a lot of ingredients here, but it's because it's a double batch. But first I'll be starting with my coconut milk that I use. And you can use regular coconut milk. You can use almond milk, you can use skim milk, whatever kind of milk that you like. They all taste good using them in a smoothie. This one you will see is a silk. I don't usually buy silk because my favorite is one called SO because it's organic. This one is not necessarily organic. They don't have my normal one at the store I go to. But the important thing is that you see this symbol. That means that it's non-genetically modified coconuts were used in it, and it's a great thing. Just make sure you're not buying genetically modified items. This morning I'll be using 2 cups of this since I'm making a double batch, but normally you would use 1 cup, and my blender has measuring cups on it already, which is why you see me dumping it directly into the blender. And you will see this is a Vitamix. Vitamix are wonderful. They make store quality smoothies, just like what Smoothie King or any of the other places make. If you don't have a Vitamix, you can still do the same thing in another blender. It may be a little bit more chunky, but it'll still taste great. And the other change I would make if you're not using a Vitamix or another super powered blender is to wait and put your ice in after you've already blended everything together, so at least all of your fruit and veggies are not chunky and are well blended, and then add your ice and reblend. But each serving is 2 cups of protein powder. Currently I'm using one called Body by Vi. I'm on a diet and weight loss challenge. It's a 90-day challenge. And I've been on it 3 weeks, and I have lost, I've lost 11 pounds as of this morning, so that is awesome. But anyway, you use 4 scoops total for a double batch, and you will see they were heaping spoons. They don't have to be exact, but just make sure they're pretty close to 2 heaping scoopfuls of powder mix. And next, you will see me putting in my berries. You can use any berries, you can use frozen, any kind of fruit you can use. I choose berries because they're lower in sugar, but you can also use bananas, apples, oranges, anything, any kind of fruit. Just use that. In my Vitamix, I leave the greenery on the strawberries. This blends up well and adds extra vitamins. You don't have to take out the middles, which is where a lot of your nutrients are. And it even grinds up the little seeds on the outside of your berries. So it'll be very smooth even with that in there. And that's the strawberries. I'm also putting raspberries, mulberries, and blackberries. And you just dump all those in there. And then this is what people usually freak out about. You see this plate full of veggies that I'm about to put in here. And believe me, the fruit covers the taste of all the veggies being in there. Today I'm using 2 kinds of cabbage, both green and purple cabbage. This is just a small hunk of zucchini, a small piece of squash. I'm loading in lots of spinach for all the extra iron and green just goodness. And this makes just an awesome smoothie. Oh yeah, and I just put the carrots in also. I missed saying that about the carrots, but I put a few carrots. I don't put a lot of carrots because sometimes they add kind of a grainy texture, and I don't like that so much, so just a small amount of carrots. But I stuff all that in there, just enough to leave room for some ice up at the top, and I just take my blender directly over to the refrigerator and add the ice directly from the refrigerator. Make sure if you don't have a filtered refrigerator, make sure you're using filtered ice. If you've never watched a video of what is all in our water system, I encourage you to do so. My daughter just watched one that was just knocked her on edge. What was that called? That
It was Gasland.
Gasland. And it even turned her around, and sometimes she thought I was crazy with all this talk of organic and all of that information. But anyway, just turn your blender on. This is going to get loud for just a minute, so I won't be talking, but just make sure you blend it really well. Is called a tamper, and it just kind of helps push the item, all the ingredients down into the blades. You don't even actually have to use this, but to make the blending process go faster this morning, I'm using it. Sometimes you don't. Usually about the only time I use it is if I'm making homemade peanut butter or something like that in here. But anyway, I'm going to turn it back on for just a minute, and it'll be done. Now you'll see, since it had spinach in there, it's kind of a purplish, kind of a yucky color. But don't always look at the color. The color means absolutely nothing. It is absolutely a wonderful smoothie. And one other thing I forgot to talk about, when you purchase your fruit, make sure you're also buying organic fruit. We don't want any pesticides in our bodies, and fruit that is not with this label on it that says USDA organic has been treated with pesticides. Pesticides kills bugs. They kill all kinds of things. We don't want them in our bodies killing the insides of our bodies, which is exactly what's happening over a slow process. So make sure it does say USDA organic. So you just grab out your favorite smoothie glass. Mine are these because they're the perfect height. And just pour it and enjoy your morning smoothie. Thanks. See you later.